Welcome back to my playthrough of the LOTY2024 contest levels, and we move on to Pieuws levels. Excuse me. First up, Pieuw 1, a tad mad, a tad rad. So yes, these are levels that once again come from Fiat Lem, which is a collaborative pack between him and Dota Chicalo. And just like Giga Lem's levels, Pieuw included a replay for all the levels except for this one. So for both authors, yeah, replays for all of them except for the first level, or for their first level. Anyway, send 2 on ahead as floaters, and then block with the first one, and then I also block here to contain the lemmings over here. Okay, and then I bash on through the one-way wall here. Okay, send up climber. Okay, collect 4 basher pickups. Bash through here to get down here, and then he will return back to the crowd, who will bash through the one-way wall here. Okay, and then bomb here, well, anywhere here, and you will see why in a bit. Go ahead and use a non-climber to start bashing. So yeah, that's why, to stop the basher. Okay, and then bash through here. Okay, and the part that I pretty much missed during my playthrough of Fiat Lem from last year, because I actually backrouted in that I used a very precise bomber placement to my advantage here in order to release the blocker, and then so that everyone could walk towards the exit along here. And I guess through the design, you can somewhat see a bit of like, or rather a lot of the background fixes that were put into place. Because it is kind of chaotic and somewhat like disoriented. Okay, so send up climber and then bomb. Just in the nick of time before the climber can start climbing and then turn around. Yeah, and then you just bomb here. Yeah, when he climbs, I believe. Yes. So that you can blow through the wall. Yep, and that's it. So, gotta say, the far right side over here, it's not an easy thing to see at all. Yeah, in order to get the lemmings back up here. But this is one of my favorite types of levels where it's a builderless one. Yeah, no builders are provided whatsoever. And this is in the final rank of Fiat Lem. Yeah, near the very end. So certainly one of the hardest levels of the pack. Pieuw 2, Cabinet of Curiosities. Yeah, one of my favorites here. Yeah, I'm not sure who nominated this one. But there's another level of Pieuws that I did nominate. Yeah, this one I already had the intended solution, but I had to resolve this one because, yeah, I guess Pieuw fixed Icho's back route. So yeah, send up a climber, bomb here, and then bash in the bomber hole. Okay, build across the gap, of course. Okay, so have the climber get up here and then dig. But here, pretty much the whole point of this is to keep the climber alive until the very, very end. Yeah, where he will be a sacrifice. So instead of sacrificing the climber, we go ahead and use a non-climber and bomb to blow through the rest of the wall and also to release the digger. Okay, he'll turn around and then we're gonna go ahead and mine the crowd out here. Yep, and then we bomb another non-climber in order to stop the miner. Because otherwise he'll keep on going and then he'll eventually fall to the bottomless pit. Because we need the climber to be a sacrifice here. Yeah, in order to blow through the wall. If we bomb him when he's not climbing, then he'll blow a hole through the floor, and then therefore the lemmings will get trapped down here. So that's my solution. I would like to show off Pieuws' intended solution, which should be more or less the exact same as mine. Alrighty, send the timer. Okay, so he has him turn around. Okay, he bashes the crowd free from the other side. Yeah, and then bomb a non-climber to stop the basher. Okay, climb up and dig. Okay, bomb a non-climber. Okay, mind the crowd free. Okay, he bombs the faller lemming. Which pretty much more or less does the same thing, just doesn't make the crater as deep. So yeah, it's pretty much more or less the same as mine, just bashing from the other side instead. Very nice level though. And that is Scando 1 of Fiat Lem, I believe. So the very first level of the penultimate rank. Pieuw 3. Deus Machina. I'm not even sure if I said that correctly. Yeah, I don't know too much Latin, but yeah, I do know. I am familiar with the phrase though. It's one of those literary devices. You know, characters may find themselves in like a seemingly like difficult situation in which there's no like way for them to be able to have a way out safely and stuff, and then just by some like unknown reason, yeah, they get saved, and so therefore, yeah, they are not in danger anymore. Right. Yeah, this was one that I did not need to see the intended solution for. So 2 entrances here, yeah, and pretty much no one is contained at the very start here. So go ahead and bash here. Yeah, make a floater. So yeah, this will serve as the turnaround point, and then bash through here with the second lemming that comes up. Send up climber. Yeah, and then start building here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and build here. Collect the builder pickup. Okay, block at the very end. And then we do the same thing here. Just a little bit further away because if he is allowed to walk forward, then we won't be able to block. Okay, bash through at the very top here. And yeah, gotta make sure here. So yeah, floater just went through here, and then through here, and here, and then falls down here. Yep, we're gonna go ahead and bash through at the bottom here. And then we collect the bomber pickup, which we're going to use to free both blockers here. So this is pretty precise, but it's a very, very nice trick though. And yeah, there is no terrain at the top here, so now we can fall on through to the bottom and won't get caught in the rope traps. Yep, and that's it. Yeah, this level, by the way, is one of my nominations. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites. So very, very nice level. Really like this one, especially with that falling bomber trick. And as a matter of fact, I think I even have an idea of a level, yeah, as inspiration from this one. Yeah, for my Lemmings Memories pack. Pieuw 4, Forbidden Friendship. Another great level as well, and definitely one of my favorites. And yeah, this will be another one in the Impero rank, so the final rank of Fiat Lem. And then, because the previous level was the same thing. So, only 2 lemmings here. So, we will start with the left entrance. So, send up as a climber and then dig down. Yeah, so that he will fall down safely. Okay, dig down here. And then dig down here, so to make a turnaround point for him. Bash on through. Okay, dig this away. Bash through the one-way wall. Okay, dig down here, so that he gets down safely. Okay, and then we dig him free already. Okay, build over the fire pit. And then block. Build to get up here. Okay, bash on through. And then finally we release the blocker from below with a bomber. Yeah, and as you can see, only the climber is able to reach the exit. Yeah, the non-climber will not be able to. So this is a really, really nice puzzle. Just figuring out the various parts, yeah, in order to have everything work out and make sure the climber is the survivor here. So, very, very nice. Especially the bombing from below trick. You have to release the blocker. That's a really, really nice added touch. So, well done to Pieuw here. And the same thing with the low before that. Pieuw 5, Funhouse Smun House. Okay, this was one that I needed to resolve, and this one took me quite some time before I figured it out. I wasn't sure if it's like an intended or an acceptable solution, but I checked the Monty's solution after I resolved it, and yeah, it turns out that I pretty much did the exact same thing as he did. So, let me go ahead and first show my solution. Okay, go ahead and build. Okay, 4 lemmings get trapped down here, so we're gonna go ahead and block, and then yeah, these ones will be released with a climber later. Okay, build to get up here, or oh yeah, to get up here, and then also make sure that he turns around. Okay, build so that he covers the gap with just one builder, so he will turn back around. And yeah, this is a safe fall. A safe drop. Okay, build. So that he turns around. Because we're gonna go ahead and build another bridge. So that when the others come from above, they will be able to go over to the right later on. Okay, and then we block it there. Okay, and then set up another climber. And another climber. They both become floaters. Okay, block right here. So pretty much the only change that I saw, yeah, to fix my background was the exit was moved over to the left. Because I think it was originally pretty far to the right. Okay, and then go ahead and build here. And then build to get up here. Build so that we reach the other side. Okay, and then we're gonna go build in such a way so that only a little bit of the bridge gets past the structure above. Yeah, because this makes it so that the fall is survivable. Okay, and then build to get over the blocker so that the others will reach the exit. Okay, and then let's send up the remaining trapped lemming as a climber. Who will block right here. And then finally, release the crowd with a builder. Yep, and that's it. So, they're just gonna take the long way around. Go over here, fall down here, and then fall the rest of the way down safely. And that's how to reach the exit. So, that's my solution. I am very curious as to the intended solution here, so let's go ahead and see that. As since I did it the same way as Amani, yeah, would be considered an acceptable solution, since Pieuw said that Amani's solution is acceptable. So he maxes out the release rate after 2 lemmings. Okay, and then the start is the same, of course. Only sends 1 lemming on the head. Interesting. Okay, build so that he turns around. Okay, he does not have a turnaround. Interesting. Okay, so build and so that he turns around. Yeah, I guess this pretty much does the exact same thing. Oh! You can send climbers up here. Interesting. I did not notice that at all. Okay, and then block right before the exit. Okay, that part is the same. Build to get up here. Okay, and then build to get over the gap. Okay, and then he releases the crowd with a builder. So yeah, this part is the same. Okay, there's plenty of leeway there. Okay, and then build to get over the blocker. Okay, and block. Yeah, here you just got to make sure that you have lemmings spread out enough so that no one gets past the blockers. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty much the same solution then. Just being able to send more climbers, yeah, using this over here, and then only trapping one lemming in the pit here. But yeah, I can see why Pieuw calls Amani's solution acceptable, and then same thing with mine if he already saw it. But yeah, certainly one of the harder ones, harder lows of the pack as well, the Fiat Lem pack. Especially as it that did take me quite some time before I was able to resolve it. Same thing with this one, Pieuws 6, Hippo style freestyle. Excuse me. So technically, my solution wasn't a back route, since I just made it more complicated than it needed to be. But Pieuw still ended up fixing it anyway. Yeah, as I later found out. So anyway, start with my solution. Send up a climber to the left, and then build when you get up here. And yeah, you can only build at the very last moment before he falls down, in order to be able to go over the top. Okay, looks like we go to here. Yes, while also leaving some terrain to the right. Okay, and then go ahead and build. Yeah, and I start building before he hits the steel and stops. Then I go ahead and dig, and then mine. Yeah, so that he hits the steel and turns around. Because if he climbs up over here, then he will fall down and splat. And we cannot afford that, since we need to save everybody. Okay, send up another climber now. Excuse me. Dig down here. Okay, and then dig down here. And then, yeah, we mine. Yeah, he'll go on to the left here. Yeah, dig here, and then dig here. Okay, build over the gap. And then dig here. Okay, and then mine. Yeah, so the reason for this pixel of terrain remaining is so we can dig away the rest of it to free the crowd. Yeah, and that's it. And we do it after the climber turns around towards the exit. So yeah, playing by early attempts have me running out of skills. Either that or I'm not able to destroy all the terrain in the way. Because I destroyed some things too soon. So therefore climbers will not be able to reach the other ones. But yeah, here I am curious to the intended solution, so let's go ahead and see that one. Okay, start the same of course. Okay, dig down. Okay, he digs all the terrain away. Ah, probably because I use a digger here. That's why I had to do that. So yeah, mine. And then he hits the steel so that he turns around. Okay, and then he sends up another climber. Dig down and dig down there. Oh, interesting. This I never considered. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because the digger I used here, yeah, he was able to use it over here. Can he dig here? Okay, he does not dig all the way. So I suppose that doesn't really matter. Yeah, as long as he's able to mine to the left. Yes, yeah, that allows Kyra to still be able to get up to destroy the rest of the pillar there. Yeah, I see. Yeah, and then mine. And then this is low enough so that the others will be able to step up and walk towards the exit. Alright, very nice and intense solution here, which is almost the same as mine, just a few differences in the details. Pieuws 7, raising the foundations. Yeah, so previous level was in the Impero rank. This one is in the Scando rank. Yeah, near the very end. Okay, send up a climber. Yeah, and then bomb here, and send up another climber. And bash to get below the exit, and then we send up another climber. Okay, block right there, and then send up another climber. Yeah, there's some tricky timing that needs to be done here, at least in my solution. I'm not sure if that's the case for the intended one. So yeah, this needs to happen, and then build, and then bash on through here. Okay, we're not going to bash through here yet. Okay, bash on through there. Okay, build with the second climber here. Okay, and then build to get up here. Okay, bash on through. And this needs to be done in such a way so that all the non-climbers are able to walk towards the exit before he starts climbing up here and falls down on spots. So yeah, that's the reason for bashing down here. So let's go ahead and see Pieuw's intended solution here. I can only imagine it's pretty much the same. So there wasn't exactly any like tricky timing, yeah, in my solution. Okay, sends up a climber pretty late here. Okay, and then bash on through. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Go here, bash on through. Yep, and then bash on through. Okay, so it's pretty much fine. I pretty much do have the intended solution then. Yeah, just that, just when to set out the climbers and yeah, and also the bombing where the exit is, yeah, is a bit different. But other than that, it is pretty much intended. Alrighty, it's been a nice to know though. Alrighty, and then finally Pieuw 8, shelf control. So, you know, play on self-control. This one can be quite difficult, yeah, given that it's a very wide level. With 1, 2, 3 entrances. Okay, bash on through here. Yeah, have another basher join the first one here. And then send up another climber. Or send a climber here, sorry. And then another climber. Yeah, this crowd is perfectly contained. And then same thing with these guys. And what happened? Oh, so 3 climbers. Bash on through. Yeah, finishes in the nick of time before the climber can turn around. So yeah, one is a sacrifice to the rope trap here. He becomes a climber. Yeah, same thing here. A sacrifice. One gets through. No, both of them get through. Yeah. Luckily, the trap has a really long animation. Okay, and then bash on through up here. Okay, mine here. Okay, build to get over the gap there. Bash on through here. Okay, mine through. Okay, build to get over the gap. Yeah, he turns around. Yeah, miner goes all the way through. Yeah, and this is low enough to get the others up. Okay, and then we bash to release the crowd here. And then, yes, he turns back around here so that we can mine and use the staircase to keep on going. Okay, bash through with the climbers. Excuse me. Okay, and then where else did I bash? No, I did not bash anywhere else. But yeah, this is set up in such a way so that they sync up perfectly in order to get past the trap. Yeah, and only one dies to the rope trap. Then finally one last basher to get them to the exit. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and see Pieuws' intended solution here. Okay, send up a climber. Yeah, the second one turns around, third one bashes. And then same thing with the fourth one. Yeah, and then these guys become climbers, and then this one becomes a climber. Okay, bash on through. Okay, so these guys are a bit more, like closer together. Okay, bash on through there. Okay, mine through. Bash. And then build to get over. Okay, and then mine. Okay, build. Okay, bash to release the crowd. Okay, mine. Okay, bash on through. And then same thing here. Okay, bash on through. So yeah, there was another basher assignment that I missed, which is right here. But again, same thing. They are close enough so that only one dies to the rope trap there. Okay, and then finally, one last basher, and then that's it. So yeah, it's pretty much my solution then. Just details differ at the start. But yeah, it could definitely be a pretty difficult one considering how wide the level is, and so therefore it's not clear as to where the skills go. Several of my earlier attempts had me run out of skills, and or the timing did not work out at all. Yeah, in regards to only one sacrifice to the rope trap. Yeah, in particular, on the right side, yeah, I think where I kept running out of skills was just pretty much due to where I was like bashing and stuff. But yeah, it's a pretty nice level though. Yeah, it was definitely satisfying to figure out once everything did work out perfectly. Alrighty, so with that being the last of Pieu's levels, we move on to the final rank of mixed here. Yeah, which should have the most levels. Yeah, even more than Pieu's, but yeah, it's like I mentioned though. Yeah, among all the off-throwers, yeah, Pieuw has the most levels nominated. Yeah, out of everyone else in this for LOTY2024. But yeah, as we're in the new rank, we're going to go ahead and make a stop here. And so, tune in next time for when I cover the final rank of mixed. We just hope you enjoyed the video of my playthrough of LOTY2024, and I'll see you all for the final video next time.